I wanted to say to whoever has her or knows where she is that it's never too late. And you're not lost or alone. And it is never too late to do the right thing.
Never too late to do the right thing. This morning, no suspect, no motive, but the family of Nancy Guthrie, as you just heard there, holding out hope as the search for the 84-year-old enters a third week. Good morning, everyone. I'm Pamela Brown in for Audie Cornish, and we begin here with a new piece of evidence with DNA. Could it be the break investigators have been looking for? The FBI is analyzing the DNA from a glove that matches the one used by the suspect captured in video at Guthrie's home. That glove was found near Guthrie's property. Those results could come back later today. And it comes as a source close to this investigation tells CNN that there is still no leading theory as to why Guthrie was taken. Investigators are looking at all possibilities, including a burglary gone wrong or a targeted abduction. Joining us now to discuss, Josh Sherrard, former police captain in Galveston, Texas, and Bearne Law Enforcement Director. Thank you so much for coming on. So let's just start with the DNA here. I mean, could this be a turning point in this case, in your view?
Yeah, this could obviously be a huge break in the case, especially understanding that they've matched the glove to the one that the suspect was wearing in those videos. So there's several questions that may come back later this afternoon when that DNA return comes back. One, does it have a positive match to somebody already in a law enforcement accessible system? Can we get an identification off the DNA found in this glove? And two, does it match that mysterious DNA that was found inside of Nancy's home that doesn't match a family member? Two big questions here that could really start pointing us in a direction in this case.
So what would happen if they're able to get the DNA, but the suspect, the person this DNA belongs to, isn't already in the law enforcement system? What do you do then?
That's where things get a little challenging. So it would require someone to already have been in a law enforcement accessible system like CODIS for them to get a positive hit on an identification. So that means that that person would have needed to have committed a felony prior to this or some sort of sexual crime before this to have been mandated to be in that system. Now, there is genetic genealogy. So law enforcement does have access to some of those genetic genealogy websites, but unfortunately, some of the bigger sites don't allow law enforcement unfettered access without warrants or subpoenas. And even the smaller sites only force people to opt into this program to allow law enforcement to access their DNA as well. So while that may not give them an identification, it may start to point them to possible relatives, people that they can call and give them a direction that they can start to go down to at least start eliminating some other possible suspects that they've already been looking at.
You know, Josh, sadly, it has been 3 weeks, and your heart just goes out to the Guthrie family. This is truly a nightmare. I mean, law enforcement still has no leading theory as to who took Nancy Guthrie or why. Do you believe this will be solved?
It absolutely will. And it's just a matter of time at this point. But they continue to pump resources and assets, and we keep making progress. We keep closing leads and continuing down pathways of investigations that are producing results. We found a solid piece of evidence. We keep finding more pieces of evidence. We keep processing tips. Look, the public, the community is the biggest help in this particular case, just like it has been in so many other cases that we've seen over the last several years and really in law enforcement history. So as long as the community keeps participating, keeps sending in those tips, keeps helping out law enforcement, they will continue to have viable leads coupled with the evidence that they're processing and they continue to find in order to keep moving forward in this case.
The Pima County Sheriff did an interview with the New York Times on Friday and admitted it could take years to find Guthrie, saying, quote, maybe it's an hour from now, maybe it's weeks or months or years from now, but we won't quit. If you are the family and you're hearing it could take months or years, is that helpful?
Really, the biggest thing and the most helpful thing is that they're seeing law enforcement and the community keep working to solve this case. they keep hope. You talk to the Pima County Sheriff, and he talks about how he still believes Nancy's alive, and him and his deputies and the federal law enforcement agents out there and all of the law enforcement officials out there are going to continue working like they're going to bring her home safe. That's the exigency that the family wants to see and needs to see, and the community is rallying behind that. This weekend, we had over 30,000 tips come in to try to help find Nancy. That is the uplifting part. The community, law enforcement working together to continue having that exigency to get Nancy home no matter the timeline.
All right, Josh Gerard, thank you so much.